The Las Vegas Raiders have found the perfect replacement. And here's the thing. I'm going to make an argument in this video that Zamir White is not only going to have a better year than Jacobs had last year, I'm also going to talk to you about how his last year was better than Jacobs last year. I also believe that Zamir White, I know this is going to sound nuts, I think he could have a better year than Jacobs does in Green Bay. I think he'll have a better year with the Raiders than Jacobs does this upcoming year with the Packers. Mark it down. You heard it here first. If you are sitting there at a fantasy football draft and you got Josh Jacobs and you've got Zamir White sitting there, you take Zamir White and you thank me later. Maybe. All right. Okay. Sorry. This isn't a fantasy football channel. If you're new to this channel, we just love talking NFL. The Raiders are one of the teams that we love talking about. Our first channel was right here, Sports Talk Detroit. You see the Hutch jersey. We are Lions fans. We don't hide that in any way, shape, or form, but we love the NFL. We love NFL football. So if you want a non-biased opinion on your team, this is a great place to look. If you just love hearing and talking football, we want to be a go-to place for that for you. We know there's a lot of places you can watch your NFL content. We thank you for watching it here with us. So, Zamir White, let's learn a little bit about this guy, and then I'm going to get into some stats last year that I think are going to surprise you. All right, first one. Prime breakout candidate for 2024. Last year, in the final 4 weeks of the regular season, he averaged 114 yards on 23.3 total touches during weeks 15, 16, 17, and 18. That's the last ones. He's 6 foot. He's 215 pounds. And not only that, he looks absolutely yoked. All right, look at this dude. His arms look like tree trunks. All right, this is not what we're used to seeing from running backs. All right, he's always been big. This was him back at Georgia. All right, but now there's a little more bulk. All right, when you see him here last year, I mean, this is not the same looking guy. Look at that. That is not the same looking guy. All right, it says White showed up to this year's training camp looking more like a defensive tackle than a running back. The best comparison might be the Hulk. This is all good news, but Zamir White was already very good even before that. When you compare his stats between him and Jacobs last year, all right, he had 104 carries. Jacobs had 233. Jacobs had 805 yards. Zamir White had 451. 1 touchdown. Yards per carry for Zamir White, 4.3. For Josh Jacobs, 3.5. All right, this is very interesting. Let's go even beyond that a little bit. Zamir White was targeted 17 times through the air. All right, and you can't sit here and say that he had a wonderful quarterback throwing to him, at least at the end of last year. I'm not saying O'Connell's not going to be it. I'm not saying he can't be a good quarterback that can lead this team to the playoffs. I'm not saying that. He can. All right, or Minshew. Why not? Minshew almost did it with the Colts last year. But 15 receptions and 17 targets for 98 yards. Josh Jacobs last year had 37 receptions on 52 targets. All right, not nearly as efficient as far as completion percentage goes. When you look at PFF, you can like it, you can love it, you can hate it, you can anything you want with it. The rushing grade for Josh Jacobs was a 70.1, Zamir White was a 70.6. The receiving grade for Zamir White was a 69.7, and for Josh Jacobs, it was a 51. All right, we need to understand that this is not that crazy. But Zamir White, and I don't know what it is. I really don't know what it is. I don't know if it's wearing number 35, because when I see this, all right, let's just tell me if you're one of those aesthetic people like I am. When I see this wearing number 35, I think to myself, all right, backup running back, probably not super fast, probably not super athletic. But then when I see him wearing number 3 at Georgia, I'm like, that dude's an athlete. Like, tell me if you're the same. Like, that dude's straight up athlete. He's going to dominate. All right, get him the ball. He looks different than everybody else on the field. Oh, this is a mediocre looking NFL guy. Like, that. numbers have a lot to do with it. I'm not going to lie. I really do think that that absolutely is part of it. But let's go ahead and look at the numbers between the two. All right, let's look at the numbers between the two because I want to show you guys a little something. All right, Zamir White and Josh Jacobs. All right, all intents and purposes, same team. Zamir White's RAS. I talk about this all the time on this channel. Relative athletic score. This does not determine how good a player is going to be, but it does have an impact on what their ceiling can be. It does have an impact on what they are overall. He has good size. He has good explosion, especially the broad jump, which I believe is more important for a running back than a vertical. Like how many times you got to get vertical as a running back. And he has elite speed, 4.4 speed. You want to compare that to Josh Jacobs? The whole thing on Josh Jacobs when he came out of Alabama was that he was a good runner. He was a hard runner, but not super athletic. All right? He had okay speed. He ran a 4.6 40. Zamir White's a 4.4 40 kind of guy. All right? His size, almost identical. So when you're looking at Zamir White, you're not looking at a guy who's sitting here like, oh, Josh Jacobs, just such a talented running back, and he was so good, and we're going to miss him. And Zamir White, I don't know if he has the same type of selection. You know, what does that look like? No, Zamir White is actually the better athlete. He might not be the more talented cutter. He might not have better vision. He might once he grows into it. All right, but I can't wait to see what this guy does when he has the ability to tote the rock multiple times a game, and you're not worried about how often he's going to do it. Not only that, when he played at Georgia, he was never the bell cow back, right? He was never the bell cow back because that's not how Georgia does things. They always want to have a shared running back room. All right, so he was there at the same time as DeAndre Swift and all those kind of guys. So the most carries he got was in 2021. He had 161 carries. All right, for a team that I believe that year went 14-1, something like that. I don't know. That might have been a 13-2 year, something like that. So just over 10 carries a game. What can he do if you give him 20 carries a game? Like, what kind of a groove is he going to get himself into? This is very, very exciting to see and just wonder, like, all right, what's this going to look like? And by the way, his rushing grades and all that kind of stuff when he was in college were through the roof. Through the roof, his gap grade. All right, in other words, what is his vision like? 89.4. His rushing grade, 87.6. Yards after contact, 3.6. All of these were elite to very, very, very well above average. He is a good running back. You have found your solution at the running back position. You might even somehow be happier with it because Josh Jacobs had a year good. 1 year where he was just running mad, right? When he didn't get the contract that he wanted. And outside of that, the couple years surrounding it, not that good. Not that good. I think Zamir White will be more consistently good. All right, thanks for watching. For more content on Raiders and other NFL teams, make sure you keep tuning into this channel. Hit that subscribe button. Maybe watch a couple of the videos that we've done in the past. All right, thanks. See ya.